Hi, it's Brittany from the Empurrium. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another day of the 13 Days of Christmas video series for 2024. And we are going to make the Vestibule mini wallet from Sincerely Jen Patterns. It's super cute. I will say, this is the first time I've made it. I have been planning to make it for a little while, so I was a little unsure of myself for a couple steps. Had to pause and double check what I was doing. So we made it. It's really cute. Here is something I purchased recently to show off ID windows. It is my cat's fake ID. So there is an ID window back here. There is a magnetic snap closure. You have a couple of card slots, a little coin slot. As Jenny said, if you need an Aldi quarter, you can keep it right there. And then there is this little zipper pouch for some coins. It's super cute. I can't wait to make more. You could also edge paint it. I have not done that. I think I'm gonna give this one to my daughter. I think she'll love it because I personally need to practice it a little bit more. The smooth vinyl is from my website. The file is from Haley Snyder Designs. And then I used Punch Bowl Ace Glitter Vinyl from Mormino as my accent, along with some red water-resistant canvas from them. My zipper tape, zipper pull, and magnet are all from Mormino, as well as my clear glitter vinyl. I love using clear glitter vinyl for ID windows. I hope you're enjoying the 13 Days of Christmas. If you have not already checked out the other videos, you definitely should. And I hope you enjoy. We don't go over cutting, just sewing today, but maybe in the future we can do a cutting video. We'll see. Oh, yes, one last thing. There is a directional pattern piece, so you can do either one piece and then you wouldn't have this top stitch join here. So that's really awesome that that is an option. Okay. Before we start sewing anything, I kind of want to go over, well, no, not kind of. I do want to go over the pieces. So I am using a smooth vinyl, a water-resistant canvas, a glitter accent vinyl, some clear glitter vinyl. I've got my number 3 zipper tape and pull and a magnet. And I think instead of sewing an actual label on, I can put my little woven label in. I'm not sure what I wanted to do yet, but for the back and flap, there is a directional piece and a non-directional piece. Your pattern pieces might look a little different because I have the tester version, but if you're doing directional, you have the flap and the back, so they're going to line up like that, and then when it's closed, it'll be directional. There are 2 main body exterior pieces, 1 front bottom piece, 1 interior flap accent. So these are 2 pieces that are going to have the magnet on them. There's this little skinny front top piece, the ID pocket window, and the ID pocket frame. I'm gonna put that with that too so I know. There is the back and flap lining piece, the main body lining that I only cut 1, so I'll need to apparently go cut 3 more. I cut it a while ago. The front bottom lining, and then our zipper tabs. So I'll go cut 3 more of this and then we'll be ready to sew. The first thing we are going to do is take a main body lining piece. Also, I couldn't find the exact shade of red, so mine are a little different, if you can tell. Pretend they're not. We're gonna make a mark. I'll just go ahead with the one that's the right color. We're gonna make a mark 1/2 inch down. And then we're going to use some 1/8 inch tape, double-sided tape. And we're going to fold down to the mark. All right, and then we're going to repeat that with the rest of them. So whenever you need to fold down at a certain marking, say something told you to have like a 1/4 inch fold, which essentially is what this is. If you mark double the distance, so like for this, a 1/2 inch, you just fold down to the line instead of having to like have that line in the fold. Hopefully that makes sense. But it is definitely a nice little trick to know about, because I have seen before and I'm like, well, I can't see the line I made because it's inside of my fold. Also, just trying to figure out something to talk about while I do this step 4 times. I'm really excited to make this finally. I cut it out, and then after I didn't get to sew it for a little bit, I was like, oh, I could save it for the 13 days of Christmas. And here we are. Just so happened I had already made it out of a Christmas print. Okay, so we did that. We're going to set these to the side, and then we're going to take the main body lining. Oh, wait. With the main body. Hang on here. Ah, I found one. Okay, so place a main body lining wrong sides together with a main body. Top edges are aligned, and then you have an 1/8 inch gap around. And we're going to top stitch at the very top. All right. See, my presser foot is down. Ready to go. I'm also using my Christmas variegated thread. It's going to be so cute with this print. Okay, and then we're going to do that again with the other main body exterior and one more lining. Just making sure I have them even. Okay, so those are done. And then we're taking the main body panels right sides together and matching all of the raw edges. We're sewing a box around here with the panels right sides together. I had to take a break for a second and verify because it just felt weird. But I've marked them, and you're going to make sure that you backstitch at the start and the stop of this. So that creates the little pocket in the middle of the wallet. I'm going to set this aside for a moment, and we are going to grab the inner flap accent, the little woven label, and oh my, the back and flap lining. Okay, so I have these two pieces in my woven label. We want to put some tape on this piece. You don't have to, but it'll help. So just here. Not being pretty with the tape because no one's going to see it other than everyone watching this video. Okay, so we are going to extend it over the edge of this by 1/8 of an inch. And I'll show you when I do this. I'm going to lay them upside down. I think that'll help me. Sometimes getting the paper off the tape is the hardest part of using it. Okay, so with this upside down, and then I'm going to lay this on here, and we just want 1/8 of an inch around to show approximately. All right, I'm gonna flip that over, and like I said, I want to put this woven label in like right here. So I'm just gonna lift up here and see, that looks good. And then we're gonna stitch around here. We're not gonna go all the way to the outside. Yet. So that later. Not the greatest stitching in my life, but it's okay. All right, and then we can use the pattern piece and transfer the mark for our magnetic snap and install that. So if I just go like this, and then I'll make a mark. My magnet might have actually been the bigger size, like bigger size than it was supposed to be. However, I think it'll be fine. I also debated using a fashion snap. I thought that would be fun, but I'd already pulled the magnet out. So we technically do have options. Okay. I don't think I need to add, sorry, I dropped my screwdriver. I don't think I need to add any interfacing to this magnet right here, just because we've got the vinyl and the lining. Okay, now we can set that aside. We're gonna take the ID pocket frame and the ID pocket window pieces, and we need to put some tape around here. I'm just gonna put it at the top and the bottom. I think that'll be enough. Okay. And then after we have that tape, we're going to center this piece. And we are going to stitch just around the inside. And we're going to do a top stitch at the very top. I debated pulling my threads to the back and knotting them off, but I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick back stitch. But I will trim this before I get there. I maybe should have taped the sides also, because I think the vinyl tried to stretch and move out of the way. I don't think you'll be able to tell really, but it did slide out a tiny bit. Okay, so we'll go ahead and call this side the top, and we will just do a top stitch right there for looks. Okay, and then we'll set this aside for a moment. Now we need the back and flap. So if you're doing directional, you've got 2 pieces, otherwise you have 1. So you would skip this step if you're not doing directional, but I am. So I'm going to match these up, right sides together, clip, and then stitch. And then we're going to open up the seam and top stitch on each side. So I'm just going to press this and then just make sure it's open as I go. And make sure when you start the second side that it's flat again. Okay, so now we have this piece assembled, and we can take the ID pocket window, and we're gonna go about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom and the sides. I think maybe a touch of tape would be good. I'm just gonna go ahead and put some right here. I think that'll hold it in place enough for me. So I just want to make sure It's centered. Everything is straight. Okay, that should hold it in place. And now we're going to stitch around these sides. So we did that stitch as a faux top stitch. Then the other sides are going to actually hold it in place. Okay, so that is our ID window for the back. Does mine not? This ID might be the wrong size. Okay, I did top stitch. I think this ID is bigger than a normal one, which is hilarious. Great to know. All right, so there is that. And then we're going to get the exterior back and flap and put it wrong sides together with this piece. I'm sorry. Yeah, wrong sides together. Okay. So that magnetic snap is there. Okay, and then so it does extend here. I think I have that straight. Okay, my lining is just a little crooked. And then we're going to set that aside. We need our zipper, which I did not cut my zipper already. Okay, let's see the measurement. I need to put my zipper pull on. And this is one where you do want the zipper to be the right size. Okay, that zipper tape is crooked too. A little bit better. Okay, put my pull on. And then we're going to put the zipper tabs on. So we're just going to overlap them. And then once those tabs are on, it's going to line up. So I'm going to use a little bit of tape to hold the vinyl onto the zipper tape. Oh, it does give you a measurement. Okay, so I think I need to overlap this one just a touch more. Okay, and then we're going to top stitch those on. And then there is our zipper. And then we need the front bottom. Oh, nope. Front bottom lining panel. Okay. We are going to make a mark from the top edge. And then we need to fold that down and use more tape If you're not a fan of tape, you can still make this. You don't feel like you absolutely have to use the tape. Sometimes if you just kind of scratch it down, it'll help hold the tape so you can remove the backing. Okay, and then we need the front bottom lining to be wrong side up. And then we're going to tape the zipper tape in place. So with that line folded down and tape on it, we are taking this lining piece and putting it here on the zipper. And then we're going to take the front bottom exterior and we'll be lining that up on top of that. If you do it this way, you can make sure that you have that lined up right. And then the last two of the main body lining panels, I have to retape one. They came unfolded. The tape didn't want to hold them enough. Okay, sorry. We're gonna take this. I can never find the start of my tape. Okay, here we go. We'll be taking these two pieces and putting them right sides together. So I'll need to put another piece of tape down here. Fold this one back up. Put them wrong sides together, I'm sorry. So they'll be right sides out. Okay, and then the front top, I measured and marked a line and then I put a piece of tape under that. And I need to take and line this piece up to the line right here. I definitely need to trim my zipper tabs down, but we will wait to do that. Okay, so that should all match up like that. And we're gonna take another piece of tape and we need to put these lining pieces at the back of this. So if I do it from this side, the back, you can see where it should line up. I've got all of these layers. Oh, actually, I need to top stitch right here first. I'm just gonna fold this out of the way to do that. Right, so that caught all of that, and now we're going to top stitch up here. Oh, so sorry. Before that goes down, we should top stitch this side. I got ahead of myself. And I have the tape there, so that's just gonna stick to the machine. Okay. I feel like this is one of those makes that after you make it a couple times, you're just like, oh, everything makes sense. But at first, you really have to think and pay attention to what you're doing. Which I'm trying to do. It's just not going as well as I would like. But we're gonna get there. Okay, so I'm gonna put this tape back on the top here. All right, now we're going to top stitch here. Okay. And now we need to mark our magnetic snap, and I think the piece had it. Yes, it did. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the marking from the pattern piece. You could have put the snap on already, but then you would have to have it there while we did all these other steps. Oh boy, right in the kitty's eye. I did not even think about the fact that there would be a magnet when I cut that. I thought I was cutting it so well. Make sure your other layers are out of the way. Okay, now our magnet is in. We're gonna take, so let's see here. This is our front, this is our back, and this is the center. So these are the main body panels. Okay, I'm gonna trim this real quick. Just looks silly. Apparently mine does not completely line up. It's okay. Even if it doesn't come out perfect, that's fine. My daughter will love it. Okay, so you're gonna take on here and we're gonna put some tape down. Lots of tape. And I think I'm going to put tape down on both sides before I go any further. I think it'll be easier to do it right now than when I get to the next step. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take, if you have a front or a back preference for this part, you're gonna wanna make sure you pay attention to that. All right. So we're taking the main body panels of the back and flap lining and then lining this up down here. I'm just trying to match everything up as best as I can. So we have this taped and everything matches up. First, what we're going to do is sew only on the bottom at 1/4 of an inch, and then we're going to go around and sew all the way around at 1/8 of an inch. But both times we need to make sure that we have all of this out of the way. Okay, so 1/4 inch stitch is done. And then all the way around for the 1/8 inch stitch, I kind of want to flip it over and do it this way, but I think I'm just gonna stick to doing it from this side. And then, so just 1/8 of an inch. And it does look like I'll need to trim a little bit of mine. Some of my pieces don't match up exactly. Okay, I'm really glad I'm stitching from this side, because if I had this magnet down right now, I would really be struggling. Like I said, I think I was supposed to use a smaller magnet, but it's working enough. It's gonna be fine. Cool thing too is if I would have used the fashion snap, I could have put it in when it was finished afterwards. Okay. We have all of our stitches done for the back, or the exterior, whatever you want to call it. Oh, that's really good. Cute. Okay, now we need to attach the front. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this tape off here. And then I'm going to line all of this up. So this, we've already created a pocket in here, and we have the lining in there. So we don't need to stitch anything up top. I think I might have made mine a little wonky, but also I think it's fine. I think if I were to just line all of this up like this, ooh, that is too much of an overlap probably. The thing is, I can stitch like this from this side, it's going to be harder to move this, but at the same time, I'll be able to see what I'm doing. I think I'm just going to take it up a tiny bit because my magnet is going to be a little funky. But this is just one of those situations where just edit what you have going on and you'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on this side where we're doing a 4th and 1/8 inch stitches. I'm going to try to trim this down right now before I do the final stitch so that I can stitch it from the other side. Okay, so let's see here. So this spot needs trimmed. It actually ended up lining up a little bit better on the other side. That where I just did it crooked. Again, gonna make it work. It's gonna be great. Okay. Truly, it's gonna be great. All right. So I can stitch here my 1/8 of an inch stitch. Just have to work with the layers. Perfect. That's what I'm gonna say. It's really cute. It might not be actually perfect, but it's adorable. And I think that practice would make it perfect. It's so cute. I got the pattern placement on the outside great. And then I think maybe I did cut this piece just shy of being as large as it should have been. So I'll make a note for my next one, or I'll just buy templates. So yeah, the card fit on mine is a little tight, but I know that was a me problem. It's so cute. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are enjoying the 13 days of Christmas. Definitely check out the other videos if you haven't already. And happy holidays!